Your sleep is destroying your fat loss, and I'm gonna prove it to you. Studies show that poor sleep can cut fat loss by up to 55%. Same training, same diet, completely different results. When you're sleep deprived, your body starts burning muscle instead of fat. Your hunger spikes, your willpower drops. The scale refuses to move, and here's what's shocking. Researchers put two groups of people in the exact same caloric deficit, the same diet, the same training, the same everything. The only difference was sleep. The group that slept well burned mostly fat. The group that didn't burned mostly muscle. The same weight loss, but completely different bodies. My name is Dr. Michael Diamonds. I'm a medical doctor, a scientist, and a pro-natural bodybuilder. And today, I'm going to give you the exact protocol that I use with all of my clients to fix their sleep fast and unlock fat loss. This is the 3-2-1 sleep stack. 3 layers that you need to start fixing tonight. 3 mistakes that is sabotaging everything. And if you want to go further, I'm also going to give you 3 supplements that will help tremendously. And I also have 1 secret weapon that I give to all my clients, but you'll have a step-by-step plan to start tonight. The results, you're going to notice it within days. So let's not waste time and dive straight in. So this is the problem. The first thing is that you need to understand what poor sleep is actually doing to your body right now, because once you see the damage, fixing it becomes non-negotiable. When you're in a caloric deficit, your sleep quality determines whether you lose fat or muscle. Research has shown this. So let me give you 2 scenarios. Scenario A is good sleep. You lose 20 pounds, maybe 15 pounds of that is fat, and 5 pounds of that is water and other tissue. You look lean, you feel strong, your metabolism stays high. Scenario B, poor sleep. You lose the exact same amount of weight, 20 pounds, but now only 10 pounds of that is fat and 10 pounds of that is muscle. You look skinny fat, your metabolism tanks, and you have less strength, and you'll regain that weight faster. Same caloric deficit, same weight loss, but completely different outcomes and completely different looks. This happens because during sleep, your body releases up to 75% of its daily growth hormone. Growth hormone breaks down fat for energy and builds muscle tissue. No deep sleep means you're getting minimal growth hormone, which means poor fat burning and muscle loss. Also, one night without sleep reduces testosterone by 24%. And low testosterone means you're impairing your muscle growth and you're also reducing your fat burning. So if you're doing everything right with your diet and training, but you're not sleeping well, you're fighting an uphill battle with one hand tied behind your back. But this is the good news. This is completely fixable, and it doesn't require restriction or a complicated protocol. But stick around, because later I'm gonna reveal one thing that you're doing in the evening that's destroying your sleep, and everyone does it, and I'm gonna show you how to fix it with a secret weapon. Most people have no idea what's sabotaging them. You just need to follow this 3-2-1 sleep stack. So stack 1, it's the foundation. Lock in your schedule. Entire foundation to the stack is consistent sleep and wake times. This is the most important thing I'm going to tell you in this entire video. And if you get nothing else, get this right. Here's exactly what to do. You need to choose a bedtime and a wake time. Same time every single day. Yes, including weekends. Set alarms for both. The wake time alarm is obvious, but most people never think to set a bedtime alarm. So set one for 1 hour before bed. When it goes off, start your wind down. Again, I'll show you what signal I give to my clients that gets them to fall asleep instantly. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep opportunity. That means time in bed, not just time asleep. Why is consistency so powerful? Your sleep is controlled by 2 systems that work together. The first is called your sleep pressure. That's the buildup of chemicals called adenosine that makes you sleepier the longer you're awake. And the second one is called your circadian rhythm. You may have heard of your body's internal clock. Basically, your body's internal 24-hour clock that decides when you feel alert and when you feel tired throughout the day. Your body and brain burn energy using a molecule called ATP, or adenosine triphosphate. And as that fuel gets used up, it's being burned, it breaks down into ADP, adenosine diphosphate, and then you get AMP, adenosine monophosphate. And then finally, you just get adenosine, right? So it breaks down from ATP to ADP to then AMP and then just adenosine. That adenosine gradually builds up in your brain. This is creating sleep pressure, the natural drive to fall asleep the longer you're awake. Think of adenosine like dirty dishes piling up in the sink. The longer you're awake, the more dishes accumulate. That growing pile of dishes is your sleep pressure. This is what makes you feel tired. When you sleep, your brain clears out adenosine. The dishes are getting washed. You wake up with a clean sink, but here's the key. When you go to bed and wake up at consistent times, those two systems, sleep pressure and circadian rhythm, line up. Your adenosine levels peak just as your circadian rhythm opens the sleep gate. That alignment makes falling asleep almost automatic. When your schedule is chaotic, you're sleeping at 10 p.m. one night, 2 a.m. the next, noon on weekends, your brain never knows when sleep is supposed to happen. So the adenosine builds up, but your body doesn't know when to expect sleep. And you're tired, but you can't fall asleep, or you're not tired when you should be. A consistent schedule synchronizes everything: your sleep pressure, your body clock, and the hormones that follow them. Now, I know what you're thinking. I'm only sleeping 5 hours right now, so how do I get 7 or 8? Here's the progressive approach. Don't jump from 5 to 8 hours overnight. Your body won't adapt that quickly. Increase it by 30 minutes every week until you get to the 7 to 9 hours. Move your bedtime earlier by 15 minutes every few days. It's gradual, it's sustainable, and your body will actually adapt. So right now, I want you to do this. Decide on your wake time and your bedtime. Put an alarm on your phone and commit to 2 weeks of absolute consistency. Once you have that locked in, let's move to layer 2. Now, this is the environment. Now that your schedule is consistent, we need to optimize your environment, because even with the perfect timing, if the bedroom is set up in the wrong way, your sleep will suffer. So there are 2 critical factors: temperature and darkness. Let's start with temperature because this is a non-negotiable. Your core body temperature needs to drop about 1 to 2 degrees Fahrenheit during the night. This temperature drop is a biological trigger for sleep onset. If your sleep environment is too warm, it prevents this drop and you'll toss and turn in the night. So here's exactly what to do. Keep your bedroom between 60 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about 15 to 20 degrees Celsius. And most people sleep best at that 65 to 68. Use breathable bed materials: cotton, linen, bamboo. Avoid heavy synthetic fabrics that will trap heat. And here's a powerful trick. You can take a warm bath 1 to 2 hours before bed, or a shower. And this seems counterintuitive, right? Why would you be warming up your body if you have to cool down? So here's how it works. The warm water heats up your skin surface. When you get out, your body starts to release that heat rapidly to cool you back down. This triggers a rebound cooling effect that helps signal to your body that it's time to sleep. Studies show that people who do this fall asleep 10 minutes faster and experience better sleep quality. Now that we know that, something that has been a game changer that I use myself is what I call a bed air conditioner or a cooling mattress. I personally use an 8 Sleep. Long story short, it checks your body temperature, and this bedroom mattress actually cools your body temperature and keeps you in deep sleep. This is something that's a game changer, not affiliated or sponsored in any way, but 8 Sleep literally changed my life. Now let's talk about darkness. And I'm gonna show you the secret weapon that I have. Your brain has a master clock that controls when you fall asleep and when you feel alert. Light is the primary signal that sets this clock. Even small amounts of light at night can suppress your melatonin production. Remember, melatonin is your sleepiness hormone. That's the body's natural sleep hormone that makes you feel drowsy and fragments your sleep. We're talking about the glow from the TV, the light under your door, even your alarm clock. And here's what to do. Make your bedroom completely dark. Use blackout curtains or a high quality sleep mask. Cover any light sources, phone chargers, alarm clock displays, everything. Everything. And if you need to get up at night, use dim red light. Red light doesn't suppress melatonin the way blue or white light does. Turn off all screens at least 30 to 60 minutes before bed. pro tip, if you wake up multiple times during the night, temperature is likely the culprit. Try dropping your room temperature by 2 degrees and see what happens. Get these 2 factors right, your schedule and environment, and you're already ahead of 90% of the people. Now, let's move on into layer number 3, the light exposure to control your internal clock. This is where most people completely sabotage their sleep without even realizing it. Your circadian rhythm, your internal 24-hour clock, is controlled primarily by light exposure. And if you get it wrong, you're fighting your biology. And I'm gonna give you the secret weapon that fixes so many of my clients' sleep. There are 2 critical windows, morning and evening. So let's start with the morning, because this sets up the entire day. So here's exactly what to do. Within 1 to 2 hours of waking, I would say even within the first 10 to 30 minutes, get bright light exposure. Outdoor natural light is ideal. Even on cloudy days, it's 50 to 100 times brighter than indoor lighting. Go outside if you can with no sunglasses. Let the light hit your eyes directly. You don't have to stare at the sun, don't do that. But just be outside is enough, or look outside of your window. And if you absolutely cannot get outside, use a 10,000 lux light therapy box. So why is this so important? Your brain runs on a light sensitive clock deep in the hypothalamus, called your suprachiasmatic nucleus, right? SCM, suprachiasmatic nucleus. This is your body's master clock. When bright light hits your eyes in the morning, it sends a signal straight to that clock. That signal does 3 key things. It tells your brain that it's daytime and to stop releasing melatonin, the hormone that makes you sleepy. Number 2, it reinforces your natural cortisol peak, the hormone that helps you wake up, focus, and for you to feel alert. Number 3, it starts the timer for your next melatonin release, roughly 14 to 16 hours later. So think of it as the reset button. Morning light doesn't just wake you up, it programs your entire day-night rhythm. It sets the schedule for your hormones, your body temperature, your energy, and even your metabolism. Then in the evening, the opposite happens. As light fades, cortisol naturally drops, melatonin rises, and your body prepares for sleep. But here's the problem. If you flood your eyes with bright light at night, especially overhead light and light from your screens, the brain gets mixed signals. Remember when I said earlier that people do this wrong? This is one of the biggest ones. Those same light sensitive cells in your eyes, called melanopsin cells, are the most sensitive to light coming from above, like sunlight. So when you sit under bright, or you're looking directly into bright light or overhead light at night, they tell your brain it's still daytime. So melatonin release shuts down and your body stays alert and your entire sleep rhythm gets thrown off. That's why using lamps or light at or below eye level makes such a difference. It mimics the natural angle of sunset. It tells your brain it's evening and lets melatonin rise like it's supposed to. So here's a protocol that's so simple. As the sun starts to set, dim the lights in your home significantly by 50%. Use lamps positioned at or below eye level, not overhead lights. Choose warm color temperatures, yellow, amber, or red tones. Also, keep your screens dimmed if you must use them, and maybe enable light mode. And ideally go screen free for 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Now, this is the secret weapon that I use with all my clients that fix all of these problems, and they're blue light blocking glasses. So I get questions about these all the time. Number 1, blue light blocking glasses have to be this amber red color, because essentially when you put them on, it stops your body from getting the blue light that stops the melatonin production. And this essentially functions as a cue for your body to start producing your sleepiness hormone and getting yourself into that rhythm. This will also allow you to still continue using your devices if you must. If you need to send emails or you're sending a message before, I recommend being 30 minutes to an hour away from devices, but wearing the blue light blocking glasses initially sets in motion your ability to sleep. This does control this whole idea of light. So for the first time, I never promote any product. but I highly recommend picking up blue light blocking glasses. These are partners that I've been using at Sculpt by Science. The brand is called Hilks. These are high quality. What's cool about them too is they come with Polaroid lenses, so you can pop out these lenses and use them normally. But you can fall asleep with these glasses as well. As you can see, they contain a hinge which allows you to put these on and not be worried about it. They're very light on the face, and you can fall asleep on them without worrying. They're very high quality, so you only ever have to buy one of these. They're incredible. And this literally fixes a lot of the sleeping issues that my clients deal with, because all of them are using either their device, their phone, or they're watching TV with their family. So for the first time, Hilks has given me a discount code because I want all of you guys to try the blue light blocking glasses. It's going to be Mike60 for $60 off on these. They're very high quality. Give them a go. I never recommend any brands, so do give Hilks a go. But this is exactly what you need. It's also not just about the blue light. The content that you're consuming also matters. Your work email, social media, all of these things stimulate, all these stimulations can raise your alertness through dopamine and stress pathways, independent of the light. One of the best approaches I recommend is read a physical book, journal if you must. Stretching is great, or have a light conversation instead of screens. So again, this is the light exposure protocol. In the morning, 10 to 30 minutes of bright outdoor light within the first hour of waking. In the evening, I want you to dim the lights and use lamps below eye level, warm color tones, no overhead lights, and then wear blue light blocking glasses the moment the sun starts to set. Do this consistently for 2 weeks and watch what happens to your sleep. And now we have built the complete 3-2-1 sleep stack. Hey, I really want to help as many of you as possible to be able to fall asleep better. Let me know in the comments down below how many hours you're falling asleep and why you think you're not able to fall asleep. And I can be able to, for the next 48 hours, I will reply to all comments giving you advice on what I think you should do to fall asleep better. Now, with that being said, there's still one more mistake that I see people making, and that is caffeine. Specifically caffeine timing. Now remember adenosine, that sleep pressure building up throughout the day? Here's what caffeine does. It doesn't remove adenosine. It blocks the adenosine receptors in your brain. So think of it like this. The dishes are still piling up in the sink, but caffeine blindfolds you so you can't see them. You don't feel sleepy even though the adenosine is still accumulating. Caffeine has a half-life of 5 to 7 hours. Within 5 to 7 hours, concentration, the amount of caffeine in your bloodstream decreases, right, by half. That means if you have 200 milligrams of caffeine, let's say at 2 p.m., you will have 100 milligrams in your system at 7 to 9 p.m., 5 to 7 hours later when you're trying to go to bed. So essentially you still have half a cup of coffee in your body at 7 to 9 p.m. So here's how to fix it. Cut off caffeine by middle of the day. If you're very caffeine sensitive, make it 11 a.m. And I promise it's still blocking those adenosine receptors when you're trying to sleep. You might fall asleep eventually, but your sleep quality will actually be worse. The second mistake that I see with people is alcohol. And I know alcohol can make people feel sleepy. It's a sedative. Many people use it to help them fall asleep, but here's the problem. Alcohol absolutely disrupts your sleep architecture. Yes, you might be falling asleep faster, but alcohol fragments your sleep throughout the night, particularly the second half. It suppresses your REM sleep dramatically, the same as caffeine. REM sleep is critical for memory consolidation and emotional processing. You might feel like you slept for 8 hours. Quality is terrible. And here's the fix. Don't drink alcohol within 3 to 4 hours of bedtime. If you're going to have a drink, have it early in the evening and give your body time to metabolize before you fall asleep. The third mistake I see with people is also late meals. Heavy meals within 3 hours of bedtime interferes with sleep in 2 ways. First, if you're eating, digestion raises your core body temperature. So remember this, your body temperature needs to drop to fall asleep. A big meal right before bed works against that. The second is your digestive system is still active, working to break down the food. That activity keeps your body in a more alert state. And here's what to do. So no large meals 3 hours before bedtime. And if you need a bedtime snack, keep it small and combine it with a protein, and complex carbs. Follow the 3-2-1 sleep stack and avoid the 3 mistakes. And you've solved 95% of your sleep problems. But if you want to go further, these are supplements that can definitely help. So let me be very clear. Supplements are tools. They supplement. They're not the solution. Get the foundation right first, the 3-2-1 sleep stack. Then, once you have that dialed in, these supplements can help optimize even more. Always consult with your healthcare provider before starting any of these supplements, especially if you're on medications or even have any health conditions. So here are 3 supplements with the strongest research backing. Number 1 is magnesium. Nearly 50% of people are deficient in magnesium. So this mineral helps activate GABA, your brain's main calming neurotransmitter, which helps you relax and fall asleep. It also supports melatonin production and helps regulate cortisol. Now, research shows that magnesium supplementation improves sleep quality and it reduces the time to fall asleep. This is called your sleep latency. Here's how to use it. Take 200 to 400 milligrams about 30 to 60 minutes before bed. The best form is something called magnesium glycinate. It's highly absorbable and it's also well tolerated, or magnesium L-threonate. These cross the blood-brain barrier more effectively. These effects of the magnesium will also build over time, so give it 2 to 4 weeks to assess. Magnesium has benefits beyond sleep as well. It will help with muscle recovery, it will help with stress management, metabolic health, bone health. This is where I'd start. I will also link a brand that I've worked with before. I use them. They're called Momentous, and you can get magnesium L-threonate from them. I know Dr. Andrew Huberman recommends them, Dr. Stacy Sims. The second supplement is melatonin. Melatonin is your body's natural sleep hormone released in response to darkness. Supplementing can help reset your sleep-wake timing when it's been disrupted. But here's the key. Melatonin is the most effective for circadian rhythm issues, not chronic insomnia. Use it for jet lag, use it for shift work, or maybe a delayed sleep phase. Here's how to use it. The key word here is less is more. Most people do well with 1 to 3 milligrams. So start with 0.5 to 1 milligram and then increase if it's needed. Take it 30 to 60 minutes before your target bedtime. Choose the immediate release if you're struggling to fall asleep, sustained release if you wake up in the night. High doses like 10 milligrams or more can cause next day grogginess. If you're taking dosages higher than 10 milligrams, it can make you groggy the next day, and it may desensitize your body's natural melatonin receptors over time. Your body produces about 0.3 milligrams naturally. That's why lower doses will work better. Also, studies have shown that the commercially available melatonin can range anywhere between 15% of what's listed on the bottle up to 400% or more. So it is unregulated, so quality can vary. Now, the third and final supplement is called L-theanine. It's found naturally in green tea. It promotes relaxation without the sedation. It also reduces stress and anxiety. Research shows it's particularly effective for people with high anxiety or racing thoughts at night. So here's how to use it. Take 100 to 200 milligrams about 30 to 60 minutes before bed. And you can also take it during the day as an anxiety reducer, without the sedation. People generally tolerate it really well. So this is a pro tip. L-theanine is great for people with sleep issues or any anxiety-driven issues and have trouble shutting their brain off. So this is something important to take into consideration. Buy from reputable manufacturers with third-party testing. Look for USP, NSF, or consumer lab certifications. Introduce one supplement at a time so you can assess the effectiveness of each one, and give each one about 1 to 2 weeks before you add another. And remember, supplements are secondary tools. The 3-2-1 sleep stack that I mentioned before is far more powerful. Don't use supplements to compensate for your poor sleeping habits. And if you optimize the stack and add 1 or 2 of these supplements, you're giving yourself every advantage of deep sleep, that restorative sleep that will help you with max fat loss. So I really hope that one of these things will help you be able to fall asleep faster, that will help you lose more fat. Again, comment down below how many hours of sleep you're getting and what you think the likely culprit to that hours of sleep is, and I will give you the honest answer. I'll do my very best to get to everybody in the first 48 hours of this video, but I'll leave the video here. And by the way, again, Mike60 to be able to get $60 off of the Hilks blue light blockers. Cheers.